Venezuela is displaying a major show of force tonight after the U.S. struck another alleged drug boat from the country earlier this week. President Nicolás Maduro authorized 3 days of exercises in the Caribbean. State TV showed armed drones, jets, tanks, and a naval fleet practicing drills off La Orquilla Island. On Monday, President Trump announced the military blew up another boat from Venezuela. The president said it was filled with narco-terrorists transporting illegal narcotics into the U.S. Venezuela is one of several countries the Trump administration blames for allowing drug cartels to traffic products into the U.S. So is attacking alleged drug boats really the answer to keeping cocaine, fentanyl, and other drugs out of the hands of Americans? Moments ago, I spoke to DEA Administrator Terry Cole about just that. Terry, after striking the alleged drug boats from Venezuela, President Trump posted on Truth Social, "Be warned, if you're transporting drugs that can kill Americans, we are hunting you." Is this strategy actually reducing the flow of drugs into the United States?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me tonight. And I think what you see is Nicolás Maduro is a narco-terrorist. He is sending metric tons of cocaine from Colombia through Venezuela coming to the United States. We will fully support the efforts of the Department of War.
Is the DEA involved in these boat strikes, or is this all a Department of War operation?
Yeah, so as you know, we share intelligence daily with our federal partners and with the Department of War and our intel community as well. So this is an effort that's being conducted by the Department of War.
So why is the strategy right now targeting boats from Venezuela? Why not also from Mexico or Colombia or Panama? As you know, drugs move through Venezuela, where Maduro collects a nice tax on it, but they're coming from other countries. Why not target boats from other countries?
Yeah, I think with the deadly connection of narco-terrorist Nicolás Maduro with Colombia, specifically with the FARC and the ELN, these targets are sending this poison to the United States that is directly killing U.S. citizens. We are going to protect our national security. We are going to fully support the interagency and our federal partners, and we are fully going to support the Department of War.
Did the DEA supply intelligence to the Department of War on these boats, on who was on these boats, what was on these boats?
Yeah, I think every day we supply intelligence to the interagency, to our other federal partners, to our host nation counterparts, specifically the Colombian National Police. They supply tremendous amount of intelligence as well through their work. This relationship that we've had with the Colombian National Police goes back 40 years. And I think that when you look at the chaos that's currently evolving in Venezuela, we see that deadly connection in Colombia. And I think it's directly, causing significant concern to our national security with the amount of cocaine production that we're currently seeing in Colombia as well.
But I ask because President Trump and the administration has said that they know that there were drug dealers, cartel dealers on the boat, that there were drugs on the boat, but they've yet to show any evidence of that. Where did the intelligence come from of who was on the boat and what was on the boat?
Yeah, I would have to refer you to the Department of War, since it was their action under the direction of the president.
In February, President Trump declared 8 drug cartels as terrorist groups, including the Sinaloa cartel. You have said the DEA will not relent until the Sinaloa cartel is dismantled from top to bottom. Those are strong words. Is that a realistic goal?
Yeah, I think the resolve that DEA has, we owe it to the American citizens. We have too many American citizens that are still dying in this country from this poison that's coming not only from Sinaloa, but from the new generation cartel as well. These are narco-terrorists that continue to poison the United States citizens and kill record amounts of Americans. We will not relent. We will continue to hunt them down. We will continue to work with all our federal partners to, number one, protect our national security, ensure the border is secure, but to continue to hold them accountable.
We know that the drug cartels are the 5th biggest employer in Mexico. These cartels are enormously powerful and have infiltrated almost every walk of life in Mexico. Is Mexico doing enough to counteract the cartels? Can it even at this point?
Yeah, I think Mexico could always do more, but I think what you need to look at with the current state of affairs, you have a president of the United States, the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, the House, the Senate, and you have all federal law enforcement united against the cartels to protect our national security and protect our citizens. We cannot afford to lose this war. We must do everything in our power to protect American citizens, especially our most vulnerable, our kids. They are continuing to target our kids.
How big an issue, these two strikes were on these boats from Venezuela. The boats reportedly had cocaine on board. How big an issue is cocaine coming into this country as opposed to fentanyl, which has really been the scourge that has killed so many and the focus lately of all these efforts?
Yeah, you continue to see record amounts of cocaine being produced out of Colombia. You continue to see record amounts of methamphetamine being produced in Mexico. You continue to see record amounts of fentanyl being produced in Mexico as well, that it's making its way into the United States. What I am concerned about is that deadly connection of terror, meaning China is supplying the precursor chemicals that are going into Mexico, producing this poison that is coming into the United States. This is a war we cannot afford to lose. I keep going back to, we must do everything humanly possible to protect our national security, to secure our borders, and to save our citizens, save our kids from this deadly poison.
Finally, President Trump has long threatened that he is considering sending U.S. military forces into Mexico to target these drug cartels. Is that still on the table? Do you think that could happen?
Well, the President of the United States will ultimately determine that. But from a DEA standpoint, we will support fully the orders of the President of the United States.
All right. Terry Cole, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us tonight with the DEA perspective. Really, really important to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.